The next kind of problem that you might see is a problem with the law of cosines. This might look like it's hard, but it's actually not hard at all. Now, the reason why you might want to use this is because you can't use the Pythagorean theorem and SOHCAHTOA for everything. I showed in the last video that there's law of sines, but this is law of cosines, and this is a formula that you will want to remember. Occasionally, if there's a law of cosines question, they will have the formula, but not always. And here's what the formula means. The x here, if you see x squared is just whatever sine x itself is whatever you would be trying to find. So in this problem here, this is x, and it's labeled as x. Sometimes if they show you the formula, it might be c, but just telling you that's the same thing. Whatever is by itself is what you're trying to find. That's on this side of the equation by itself. A and b, well, similar to the Pythagorean theorem, they're just two sides. They could be either one, because if you see, doesn't matter what order you add them in, doesn't matter what order you multiply them in. So that's what they are. You can't forget that that's a minus. Can't forget your squareds. You just have to remember everything. And then you have to do the multiply by the cosine of the angle across from x. Well, luckily, we already see the angle across from x. It's 29. If they gave you this angle, though, that's not what you can use. You would have to find this one. It always has to be across from x. So let's try, if we're trying to find this side length, let's do that. So we have 5 squared plus 7 squared. We can just say that this is a and this is b. Minus 2 times 5 times 7 times the cosine of 29. And usually, when you see an answer, like a multiple choice, it will simply just be in this format. And actually it would say the square root of it, because this is x squared. We're trying to find the square root of it. So you might see this as an answer choice, and this is the kind that can throw people off, and they're like, oh, come on, what is this? It looks so crazy, but it's really not that hard. It's just plugging things in. But if you see an answer choice like that, you might know that that means that you would have to use law of cosines.